Alrighty, so we are back this Tuesday evening for some Division 5 action, and we are in Mexico for race 11 of this Division 5 Championship season, and this is the penultimate race with one race to go after this one, so we will get some information up on the screen, all the usual stuff and full map, and let's see which is the first car on a outlap, which will be a Aston Martin of maybe Jens, is it? Coming through? Yeah, so we'll stay with Jens. He's going to be the first guy on a hot lap, and I've got a £300 bet on Jens to win this, so currently 20-1 on Jens on William Hill, so we'll have to see what we can see if we can make some money off this guy. So hopefully we can put a good lap in on a soft tyre run as he heads past the Alpine on his outlap there. As he heads down into the turn 1 section that you need to get right to follow through into 2 and 3 as he cuts the corner just enough without invalidating, and needs to try and carry that speed up the first DRS straight of this track, heading into the stadium section here. It's got a nice double right hander, and then this will lead into the trickiest section of the track. This is going to catch some drivers out where they're going to get the penalties and invalidations and maybe 1 or 2 DNFs along the way. And so far so good for Jens, not invalidated as yet, as he comes into the baseball section of sector 3. Just want to touch that apex there, which he does. Tricky section of the race. The curbs are quite flat, you can cut a couple of them, but nice and clean from Jens there as he crosses a line. Would you believe it? P1, as I think it's an Alpine crossing the line next, which is, no, I'm wrong, it would have been a Williams, but that is Hammers has crossed the line in a 1:15.9. Let's have a look at what Gunnar is doing at the moment. He is on his outlap, so nothing to see there just yet. As Dart Norberg goes P3, we've got Ralph here in P4. Baldy is in P5, P6 as composites in P5 now, and one of our new drivers, I think is a reserve for today, P20, currently in P9. So welcome to DTR. We hope you have a good race and enjoy the race as well. So Nerdy Average Gamer has put a lap time in on mediums, probably on a second run now. He'll probably at least do 2 laps on these. Whether he gets the ERS deployment, I'm not sure, but a 1:17.5 from him, which is good. Oh, Reliant, here we go. P3, well, P4. Jens is now down to P3. Via Luca sticks it there up into P2. So we've only got Hammers at the moment breaking into the 1:15s. And 13 cars have set a lap time at the moment. So I'm going to get these standings up for the division. Let's see who is on top. It's been a couple of weeks since I did commentaries. I've been working away and busy with other things, and we had I think we had fans covering for a couple of weeks. They did a good job, and so yeah, so I'm back and I'm going to get up to speed with what's going on in Division 5 here, and at the end of tonight we'll know who is in the championship battle for the final race of the season. So let's go to DTR. So Guna up to P2, 16 dead. Just pipping Charlie there to P3, who's only just beat his teammate as well, Relay Lucas. So really close top 4 battle developing at the moment in this qualifying session. As I've now got the league table up. So yes, Guna winning the championship on 143 points. Nearest rival Robsu had a bad couple of races, I believe, down on 116 points. So bit of a gap. If Guna wins this race, he will definitely be champion. Yeah, should be. But next week is a sprint race, so we'll have to get the old calculator out later and see what's going on with that. But I'm pretty sure Guna can win the championship tonight. So let's see if he's on another hot lap or if he's bringing it in. I think he's. Is he on a hot lap? I imagine if he's up, he'll carry on. If he's down, he'll pit. And okay, so he's still P2. So let's take a look. Right, we've got Baldy coming through the stadium section. Jens has just crossed the line. Is Jens on a hot lap? Okay, so I think Jens is on a hot lap. So we'll stick. No, we'll not stick with Jens because we've already watched a lap of Jens. We'll go around the pack and see Charlie's having a bit of a detour there. We'll try and get some of the guys on camera, and Ralph is on a hot lap, so we'll jump on board with Ralph, and currently P11 in the midfield, and we'll see what Ralph can do to improve from his time of 117 dead at the moment. So around about a second off the pace as he comes through sector 1, quite cautious there, not wanting to invalidate. So you will see Shiba is at in P20 at the moment. He does have a qualifying ban. I think it was through an incident that happened not in Baku, it was the race before that, and yeah, was punished by the stewards with a qualifying ban, so Shiba will not be going out qualifying and will be starting at the back, but he will have that alternate strategy available to him and 4 fresh set of tyres, so if there is a crazy race, Shiba will be in a good spot for that. So the alternate strategy is good here, so he's not in a bad position even though he cannot qualify. It's one of the better tracks to be in that position as Ralph comes round the final set of corners in sector 3 and crosses a line, and boom goes P2, pulling that second back from 117 dead. So great time for him. Charlie's gone pole, which I absolutely missed. Guna now down to P3. Luca currently P4, beginning his hot lap, so we'll stay on board with Luca as we keep an eye on the timing board. So P2 in the championship, Robsu is currently P5 here with a 16.1 stroke 16.2 as yeah, Robsu really needs to win and Guna to DNF, I think, for him to have a solid hope, well, any good chance of winning the championship in Brazil. So yeah, Rob had some really good form from Australia, really. P2 and P1 in Italy, P2 in France, P5 in Silverstone, P1 in Bahrain, I think it was Bahrain, and but since then Austria, Belgium, Azerbaijan, 13th, 11th, 7th, so his form has taken a huge hit, and Guna's had 2 podiums in that time, being able to pull out that lead a little bit. So but apart from Guna's DNS has been solid all season. As oh sorry, Ralph has gone on pole. Didn't expect another hot lap from him. Charlie's now down to P2, and the time now to beat is a 15.7. So a lot of people in the chat was saying, where is he? A lot of people was predicting Hammers would be on pole, and I'm sure he had a lap time on pole before. I'm not sure what has happened to that. I'm sure he was up there earlier on, but anyways, Hammers is on a new lap, so we will jump on board with him when he does come round for his hot lap. Ralph is obviously going to box after putting it on pole. Gunnar is in the pits waiting to go out. Luca is on his out lap, I believe, 4 seconds down at the moment. Just as we switch to Robsu, sticks it in the wall on the third S-bend, I think, and this is great for Gunnar. Gunnar will definitely stay ahead of his championship rival, the Haas driver, and fortunately for him, he is out of qualifying. But I think that was the case that he needed to push. He needed to go all out and try and get pole, and if he doesn't, he doesn't. But I think he had to go for it. There's Hammers, where are you? Here we go, starting his hot lap. So we'll watch a lap with Hammers. He's yet to set a lap time, one of the quicker drivers in the division as he comes through turns 1, 2 and 3 here. Nice and smoothly through there, get on the throttle and carry some good speed up this first DTR straight. We're entering the S section here. This is where, on the right hand side there, that's where Robsu binned it a few minutes ago, as Hammers avoids that fate. I've got BB Baldy, I think he went out a couple of laps ago actually. So fortunate for him, stepping down there in P17, as Hammers does make his way through the stadium section here at the end of sector 3. He puts his foot down to cross the line and puts it on pole. So there we go, 15.7, half a tenth ahead of Ralph. So really close to the top. Only 3 guys in the 15s at the moment, and we will have a look through the rest of the pack to see if anyone's on an out lap. So Skipper's 5 seconds down at the moment. Don't know, but it's 32 seconds down. So these are clearly out laps, I think, or in laps. Yeah, in lap, can do it. And composite is on, I'd say a hot lap, but he's already done 2 laps on these tyres. So yeah, just trying to find someone on a hot lap at the moment. So please cross. Okay, we'll stay with Gunnar, championship leader, and looking to try and get on the front row of the grid here. Actually, I think his teammate Reliot is on a hot lap just ahead, so yeah, Reliot is almost identical with his current lap time of 16.6, so let's see what he can do. Just taking a quick look at the constructors. Alfa Romeo 39 points ahead of AlphaTauri. So that is the main battle to watch in that regard. But then you've got Haas and Alpine fighting for third place with a 10-point gap between those. So they're the battles to watch. Haas and Alpine and Alfa Romeo and AlphaTauri. So Relly is up to P8 as we missed him coming over the line. Goon has gone on pole as I was fucking around with the Constructors' Championship. So we've got Goon on pole, 15.4. 2 tenths behind is Hammers UK and Ralph, currently in P3, but he's up a little bit on his time. I don't think it's enough at the moment to overtake Hammers, but we'll see what he can do at his final corner. Boom, he does it, 15.5. Just over a tenth behind Guna here, and I think that will be his last run. Just need the yellow flags to go off so we can see how long is left in the session. Well, Charlie's gone pole, 15.2, so great lap for him. Looks like he went purple. Sector 1 was it? I think, in Sector 2. Anyways, 15.2, so 2 tenths clear now. Only 25 seconds to go in qualifying, so I think the 2 Ferraris may get in. I think the 2 Ferraris will be the final cars to get over the line, maybe. It's going to be close for Mark 1 as he comes round the final corner and crosses the line just in time there. So very good, very well timed from him, I think. Oh, is he lifted? Oh, he's lifted. So there's no ERS anyway, so yeah, so he backs out of that. But Ham's crossed the line in time and he's driving along the grass. Charlie, yeah, not on the hot lap. Guna is 1 second down, not on the hot lap. Man like Donkey, great lap for him, he's going on P5. Jens, 1 to 2 tenths down at the moment. Can he pull this back in Sector 3 and can he maybe pass Relay Lucas? We've got Tom in the way at the moment. Will Tom move? Or is Tom on hot lap? Tom maybe on hot lap. That puts Jens off a little bit, but Tom does move out of the way. Did everything he could there. Jens crosses the line and does not improve. So Relly is in the pits. Hot lap. Yeah, so I think that is qualifying done. So Hammers. Did I see Hammers get caught? Anyways. So Hammers on pole, Charlie in P2, Guna in P3. Championship contender 2 Guna is in P8 at the moment. I think he did a bit of an all or nothing lap and put it into the wall. Unfortunately for him, but he'll have a lot of work to do, Rob, and we'll need Guna to not get any points today. So that is qualifying done. I wish this game would just crack on with it. There we go. So there is the results of qualifying, and we'll run through it during the formation lap. And as we discussed, Shiva had a qualifying penalty, so you know, we don't like to see that. We would like him to be qualifying, but we also want drivers just to learn from mistakes and become better drivers as well. So I'm sure it will happen again. And but Shiba has a lot of strategy options available to him. All his tyres are fresh and new, no used tyres there. So if he gets a good start off the grid, he's in a very good position for the race, especially if it's a crazy race. So I'm not sure what the weather is going to be like. It looks like it's going to be sunny from what we can see. We wait a few moments for the drivers to load in to the race, and they're all in now, and they're all picking their strategy and their fuel strategy as well. I imagine everyone from P11 down will probably go for the mediums, but we shall see. We shall see. Hopefully it's a good race. Hopefully it's not just full of DRS trains and not a lot of action. It's not one of my favourite tracks, to be honest. I've done well here, but it's definitely not one of my favourite tracks. But all the cars are ready and beginning the formation lap. So going to run through the grid. So on pole position, Hammers UK, great lap from him. Charlie, good to see Charlie back up there. He is in P2. And your championship leader is just behind in P3. Gunnar. Ralph is in P4 as a man like donkey from McLaren. Great qualifying session from him. He's in P5. For the second, AlphaTauri, he's Relay Luca, one of the faster drivers in the division, and he is in P6. Jens, 20-1 shot. He is in P7. Rob, second in the championship. Gonna have to make some moves, and he's gonna have to hope Gunnar doesn't finish the race or get the points. Gunnar's teammate will be doing everything he can to try and get ahead of Rob and just keep Rob at bay, basically. And running up the top 10, got Nerdy. He's in 10th for the Alpine team. Skipper is behind him for Red Bull. Dirk Norbert in the Mercedes is in P12 with his teammate Wardy just behind. Composite in P14 with Tom Putty just behind him. Mark 1 sounds very posh. Mark 1 1977 is in P16 with one of our new drivers, Kurznikov. He's in P17 for Alpine. Baldy and P20 have had a little coming together, it would seem. Disqualified from the formation lap. And Shiba running up the grid as he could not do his qualification. So we will get all the bits and bobs on the screen. There we go, there we go, there we go. So going to head up to the front. We've got 3 lights, 5 lights, and they are out, and away we go. So it's difficult to say at the moment who's got the best start, but at the moment, okay. Hammers, great start. Gunnar up to P2. Bad start for Charlie, I think, as Relay Luca begins to have a look on his teammate. As I think there's a bit of carnage here. Yeah, so we've got Ralph's off, and Aston Martin's off. Oh, so bit of carnage here at the back. So that's Jens and Ralph who have gone off. As Ralph is now at the back. Jens, he's back on with a bit of pace here, so he's managed to get past the McLaren of Shiba, and we'll make our way back to the front where Gunnar out in front. Hammers is fighting with Charlie as they come into the S's here. You don't want to be side by side through there, you want to just tuck in single file, and we'll jump on board with Relay Luca, who's going to get a great view of this battle. Quick mention on Kurznikov there, up 5 places, up to P12. Great start for him. Welcome to DTR. He's having a great time at the moment after lap 1. So Gunnar crosses the line first, obviously setting that fastest lap, and the drivers are beginning to settle into their position. Man like Donkey still in P5, stayed out of danger, and can now settle in to his race. Rob has moved up 2 places, hunting down Gunnar up to P6, and Relia is trying to keep up with Rob there, but he does have Dirt Nova on the back of him, and Dirt Nova's trying to pull a bit of a gap from Skipper. So we'll jump on board with our new driver Kersnikov in the Alpine, as he's right on the back of this train here. So it looks like it's a good 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 car train ahead of him, so plenty of points available for Kersnikov in this position if he can stick with this train, as Composite is getting ever closer to Tom here, fighting for this P11. Tom doesn't look very confident in this S's section of the track, as they all bunch up as they come into the baseball section. Going up to P3, so we've got Charlie still right on the back of Gunnar and Hammers. 3 podium places going at it, pulling away from Relay Luca there. You can see the gap in the distance, 2 seconds is the gap, and Man Like Donkey is all over the back of Luca, and Rob all over the back of it. So we've got some good battles on track at the moment. So we're going to head towards the back. Got a new driver here, P20. He's just he is looking for a safety car at the moment to bring him back into the race, along with Baldy as well. What other battles do we have? We've got Jens here in P14. He's just behind Mark 1, currently in P13, and yeah, so we've got some good battles out on track at the moment. Skipper's in the mix here with Relia and Dirt Nova just ahead of him. He's battling for the P7 position, and just ahead you can see the train in front of him, so Relia could do with squeezing up to the back of that train, getting involved with the top 6 battle there. So Rob, the man who really needs to make some places here. Good for him that Relay Luke has a penalty already. But he does need Gunnar to DNF or not get any points. So Man Like Donkey, 3-second penalty. That's good for Rob Suit as well. So the 2 drivers ahead of him already having 3 second in penalties. Did I miss Hammers overtaking Gunnar? I think I did, but it would have been a DRS overtake, I think, down the straight. My god, P20 is close to being lapped. If you look at the track map, he needs to try and avoid any damage, and doesn't want to be pitting again or he will be lapped. Unfortunately on this game you cannot lap yourself, so safety car would be good for him, and bunch all the pack back up nicely, but I think Gunnar is quite happy if that doesn't happen. I think any podium will do for Gunnar, basically, for the championship. Mark 1 has got a 3-second time penalty, and he's the 5th driver to do so. So it's a prediction at the end of the race is going to be that 3 drivers will not have penalties. Just 3. Skipper gets the run on Dernover who doesn't have DRS, and Skipper does, and he can get the move done, moving himself up into P8 and gaining on Elliott whilst doing so. So Jens is pitted. Possible damage from the early incident, maybe. There's apparently Skipper goes purple in sector with that DRS advantage. So nice clean race at the moment. A few penalties out there, but no real drama in crashes apart from the little collision we had at turns 1 and 2. It's Charlie now all over the back of Gunnar and Hammers. So I think these guys are just trading DRS overtakes. May just be a question of who does it last, who wins the race. So a bit of strategy could come into play towards the end, as Gunnar will just be a sitting duck here down the main straight. He's going to struggle to defend that. If only one car gets past him, that'll be something. But at least I think, will Gunnar get DRS on this one? Or is it a double one? I think it's a double one from the home straight, I think. Or did Gunnar go across the line first? I'm not sure how it works on this track. But through the stadium section they come, and they just seem to be trading places a little bit, and Rob is up into P4. So Rob doing everything he can to keep this championship battle alive. Gunnar's teammate Elliott is in P7, doing his best to stay with the rest of the pack. Oh, Rob's out! Oh! He's bang in the middle of the track, so we hopefully don't get... No! I was just about to say, hopefully no one hits him, and everyone hits him. So, oh, for fuck's sake. So, yeah. Wow. Okay. Gunnar has won the championship. I think. I don't want to jinx it, but he has, what, 27 point lead, is it? It's probably... It is a sprint race next week. Ugh. It's probably, yeah. If Gunnar finishes where he is, he's won the title, so fingers crossed he can do that. So right then, let's have a look what is going on. So Gunnar down orbit avoided all that just about, and is currently P1 on that medium strategy, working well for him. Charlie P2, he pitted for the mediums along with Gunnar, Hammers, and I think everyone would have pitted, to be honest. So just Sheba hasn't pitted, and but obviously starting on that alternate strategy. So like I said, the race could come to Sheba. He's got all the tyres and he has the alternate strategy as well, so it's a race that can really open up for him, and he can do well and avoid that early carnage at the beginning. So no good for him. Took the qualifying ban on the chin, and he's having a really good race. So McLaren doing really good in P5 and P8. Alfa Romeo not doing as good as AlphaTauri in the constructors battle, but we'll have a look at that a bit later on when we can get a bit closer to knowing where people may finish. So that was a big crash from Rob, and I was just about to say hopefully nobody drives into him, and then all of a sudden 2 drivers, Mark 1 and Nerdy, both drive into the stricken Rob's suit in the middle of the S's, so Rob has binned it in the same place in qualifying and the race. So championship hopes in tatters for Rob. Very unlikely he can win it. Gunnar just needs to finish in the points. Good points today wins it, and low points and low points next week definitely seals it. So it looks to be a Gunnar win for Division 5, which is great to see, and Alfa Romeo are dominant as well. I think every season they win the constructors, these guys. So the constructors is not won yet for them, but they do have a 39-point lead over AlphaTauri, so it'll be interesting to see how that one develops here as the cars come through. They're going through the stadium section, and hopefully the car will be in this lap. I'm not sure. Well, this is actually a good time for me to get a beer because I've run out and I need another beer. So I'm going to go and grab it now. Do I have time? Do I have time? Yeah. Okay. There's a safety car coming in. Is it coming in? Oh yeah, it is coming in. Oh, good job I didn't miss that. Here we go, and we're away. So Dirk Norburt's gone, and Charlie is right on the back of him with Gunnar just behind him as well. So we'll go on the aerial view, some better angles as Gunnar's sending it as well. Has a cheeky look, doesn't send it. Hammers gets a 3. Whoa! Where the hell did Hammers come from? So I think Hammers has cut the corner. He must have been nudged, possibly, by another driver. Gunnar sends it up the inside there, gets up to P2. I think Charlie's struggling to get some heat into those medium tyres. It'd be interesting to find out in the chat what happened to Hammers there, as he just appeared on the grass of turn 1. He had a 3-second time penalty for it as well, for good measure. So Gunnar is in such a good position. Charlie has damage, so Charlie must have had it coming together with Hammers possibly. But yeah, so Dirk Norburt still out in P1. Every driver surrounding Gunnar has penalties. Dirk Norburt runs a little wide there, which gives Gunnar a good run on him up this second straight of the track, coming into this stadium section before the S's. As Rio Luca gets another penalty, so that's his podium possibly gone. And Gunnar is on the control pad, and this is tricky, this is difficult. You just got to be so cautious, and I think you just got to accept you may lose a bit of time there, just so you don't bin it. And it's a tricky part of the track on the controller for sure. As Hammers is right up there with these guys on this for this podium battle. So we'll take a look at penalties, and yes, 6 seconds for Relay Lucas. That's going to be it's going to be difficult for him to get a podium. Especially if he gets another one, that will be gone, I think. As Gunnar gets ahead of Dirk Norburt and leads the race, so tricky. You've got to try and get in P1 and break the DRS 1 second gap. But Guna's got a good chance of doing that here. Don't know, but it is on the older medium tyres, and he could just do a job here to help Guna. If he can slow Hammers down a little bit, Guna might be able to break that gap. Currently 6/10 the gap as he looks to try and break the 1 second gap, so don't know, but gets a penalty every 3 seconds. And Shiba's out. Where has he gone out? Where has he gone out? There he is on the right hand side. So Shiba's he's lost it where Rob lost it. So another safety car. So that's good for Charlie. Can rescue his race from there and composite as well. Well, look, if Shiba is having a good race there on that alternate strategy after not being able to qualify, as Guna will stay out. Obviously the top 6 are going to stay out. Skipper could ditch those hard tyres, I think. I think he should have done, actually. He should have pitted. He would have lost 4 places. And he would have been on the right tyre, I think, on the medium. The hard tyre is just not quick enough, but we'll see how Skipper goes with that one. Tom, correct tyre, not going to pit. Ralph, full lap old softs. He could consider swapping those, I think. Kurznikov. I'd pit if I was in. I'd switch over to the mediums for sure. So don't know, but now he's done his mandatory first stop of changing his tyre compound. Obviously you need 2 tyre compounds per race, and he has ran the medium and the soft, but he could pit again. Could pit again for the medium and go to the end, but we'll have to see with that one. So P20 still in the race, and the safety car saved him and prevented him from getting lapped. So hopefully he can have a good session remaining what's remaining in the race, and hopefully his first race in DTR can be a good one. Hopefully get some points on the board as he makes his way round to catch the safety car queue, which by the looks of it will do 1 more lap and we will be racing from there. So I'm going to run through the grid whilst we have a lap to kill. We've got Guna up in P1 at the moment, and 5 lap mediums, as well as Hammers, Relay Luca, Relic and Man Like Donkey. So Relic's having a good race there, up to P4, trying to get this job done for the Alfa Romeo for the Constructors title. Man Like Donkey feels like he's been 5th all race long, qualified 5th, still 5th, and having a good race there. So he's the remaining McLaren left. Jens Hoffer is in P6, so good solid race from him after a tricky start, falling towards the back. Skipper, P7, steady away, but he is on that hard tyre, and that is going to be quite difficult to get back up to temperature. I think especially on this track as well, having the long straights, you will struggle to get those up to temperature pretty quick. It's going to take a good lap and a half, 2 laps I think, to get that going. Tom Putty's in P8, he's on the correct tyre on the medium I think, and Ralph is down in P9 after a really good qualifying session. Had a bad start of the race and dropped down a few places, but plenty of laps to go for him to recover his race, 23 laps including this, so plenty of time for Ralph to get back up to where he was. Doesn't have any penalties either. Kurznikov rounds up the P10, so I'm going to head back to the front as we get ready for our second restart of this race, and it's one of those races where you'll either get no safety cars or everyone has been binning at the S's and you'll get quite a few. So Guna's gone. That was really good, well timed from Guna, as Hammers was on the corner. Man like Donkey, 5-second penalty for him. Severe collision, so does he have damage? Not that we can see, but don't know, but say, oh, what's going on here? And more damage from Charlie and I think it was Baldy. Carnage here in on the restart. Gunnar is still out in front with no penalties and Hammer's behind him. Really looking out in P3 and Elliott is in P4. No penalties also. So again, looking really good for the Alfa Romeo Constructors Championship here. Manley Dog is still in P5 with Jens. Now up to P6, I think. Or was he P7 before? I'm not sure. But anyways, Jens is P6 and Tom is in P7. Kurznikov on that hard tyre, as we said, it will be difficult to heat up, and I think Skipper is having the same issues as Kurznikov. So Ralph has gained a place now, up to P8. So 3 guys at the back, they'll be hoping for another safety car obviously. Not sure what happened on the restart, but I think obviously the leading car must have hit his brakes and the other 2 cars have gone in behind. Baldy picks up a 3-second time penalty. His race has gone from bad to worse. So Ralph on a little bit of a charge here on these on the soft tyre. Not too far away from Tom Putty now as he comes through this stadium area of the track, and no DRS for 1 and 2 laps yet, so he'll have to just be patient and try and force a mistake out of Tom if he can. And there it is, there's a mistake, and he gets through in the S's, just brushing past there as Tom's struggling to get those mediums up to temperature there, and the back end was quite loose through the S section. Just as I was saying that, he needs to try and force a mistake on his man. Like Donkey gets a 3-second time penalty, and Ralph is on the charge up to P7. Hammers is no DRS yet, but he's got some great straight line speed as he comes down the first straight into turn 1 and gets the lead of the race from Gunnar. Wardy is now caught up to Kurznikov on those hard tyres, and Charlie sets the fastest lap of a 1:17.5 on the soft tyre. This will be interesting to see how Kurznikov deals with the S's, with Wardy all on the back of him in the dirty air with the faster medium tyre. So can Kurznikov keep it clean through here and keep up the pace, which he does, coming into the baseball section of the track in sector 3. Wardy gets a little bit of curb there, unsettling the car, reducing the traction out of that corner, and they begin lap 18, and DRS is enabled, and Wardy will be looking to get this move done on Kurznikov as he goes round the outside. Wardy cut in a little bit there, almost making contact with the Alpine driver, but luckily no contact made, and Wardy is now up into the points as Tom is now on the back of Skipper. So it looks like the hard tyres are struggling here, just not quick enough, and as discussed under the safety car, I do think they should have pitted. They should have ditched those tyres for the correct tyre, they would have had an advantage over a lot of these drivers now on 9, 11 lap old mediums. They would have been in a great spot, and yeah, I think they definitely should have pitted. But long way to go as yet, as we are halfway through this Mexico Grand Prix. So a little bit of DRS trains going on at the moment. Only 1 or 2 close battles on track, as I think, well, Tom put his pit, so yeah, P20. He's up into P11 at the moment. Do you know what? I'm just going to call him Rod. And so yeah, Rod is up there in P11, not far off the points now. Charlie is trying to recover and catch the rest of the pack up, but still quite a way off there, 12 seconds. Back up to the front we go with Hannes, the Ferrari driver. He is out in front at the moment, 10 lap old mediums for him, and he's pulled out a good 1.5 second gap over Gunnar, who is a similar gap ahead of Relay Luca. So the guys beginning to space out a little bit. Relay Luca just with Elliott in P4, but he's under a bit of pressure here from Man Like Donkey, and Kurznikov gets a 3-second time penalty, and I think it's struggling with the grip with the hard tyre. Very easy to run wide on that specific tyre, not having the grip that the medium and soft tyres have, so very easy to understeer and run wide and pick up penalties, which on this track very easy to do. So yeah, so Man Like Donkey now up to P4 as he gets the DRS overtake done on Relliot, as Jens is nearly 4 seconds behind down the road there, and Wardy has got the move done on Skipper, whose brakes very late there, nearly hits the back of Wardy, but manages to react quick enough and use some evasive action there to avoid another crash in this race. So we'll jump on board with Relliot, and this is the only battle we have on track at the moment. Alfa Romeo versus McLaren. Two drivers, probably similar pace, I'd say. This isn't Relliot's favourite track, but having a good race nonetheless in P5. Like I said, doing a great job for the constructors. Relay Luca AlphaTauri. He's got penalties. Charlie down in P12, so it's looking good for Alfa Romeo at this moment in time. Let's get some detail back up on the old screen. So just had a half a lap there, just watching the guys in full screen, get a good view of it, and like I said, there's not many battles going out on track. It does become a bit of a DRS train, and unfortunately I've become quite spaced out, so jump on board with BV Bold. We've not seen much of him today, having a few oh, Tom's off! Everyone seems to be crashing there at the moment, so Tom is off full on safety car, and here we go again. So let's see what the guys will do. I think, can you pit for softs? I think I gamble and pit for softs here. I think. I know they're definitely good for 8 laps. we are going to have 12 laps of racing, possibly. I think I gamble softs. I do. I really do. Let's take a look at the penalties. Jesus, Kurznikov. 12 seconds. Jesus. But he's not at the race yet. There's only 14 drivers left. A lot could happen, and Tom put his car as being removed. So the Haas cars are just like a magnet for that barrier over there. Rob's hit it twice and Tom's hit it once, so Gunther Steiner is fuming. Absolutely fuming. So yeah, not a good race for the Haas drivers, and that does bring Charlie Boy, that does bring Charlie back into the race. One of the quicker drivers in this division. Had an unfortunate race today so far. No penalties though, which is great for him, and worst case, he can pit and lose one place. Worst case scenario, so that's fine. Oh no, composite span. Rod Stewart's got a drive-through. Kurznikov's got 12 seconds of penalties. So what I did think may be a boring race has actually been a very eventful race. It's been really good. So yeah, I cannot complain. It's been a good race so far. Plenty of action. It was just beginning to space out a little bit and not much going on, but just as that was happening, Tom sticks it in the wall. So we will bunch up and go again. So Hammers didn't pit. Maybe they think it's just... Oh, did they pit? Yes, sorry. No, I didn't even see it. So yeah, Hammers pits. Gooners pitted. So everyone has pitted. Apart from Charlie. If I was Charlie, I'd pit. I'd just jump on the softs. I'd do this lap. I'd pit this lap, get on the softs. You save one lap, and you can go from there. Get them up to temperature a lot quicker than the mediums as well. So yeah, Charlie, if you've got any new softs, I am telling you to pit. And you should pit if you have new softs. You should pit, pull in, pit, pit, pit. No. So this will be the last lap under the safety car. Composite had a little moment under the safety car, had a little mini spin, but we're just waiting for him to catch up the rest of the pack. I think the two hard runners, Skipper and Kurznikov, they'll be glad to get rid of those. They was really struggling on them and dropping places, so they'll be grateful of this safety car. So the race will restart on lap 25, which will give us 11 laps of racing. The softs should be fine for that. I think this should be fine. Charlie, oh yeah, he doesn't have any new softs. For fuck's sake, that would have been great, but yeah, Charlie does not have any new softs, unable to pit for them, so he's going to stay on the mediums and probably pit for softs again if a VSC or a safety car comes in 5 laps or so, I think, something like that. But yeah, so Charlie has no new softs. I think it's a good strategy here to do 2 qualifying runs on softs and do 2 laps on each run and save a set of softs and save a set of mediums for this race, because if you get a lot of safety cars, you'll have a fresh set of mediums and a fresh set of softs for the end. So that's my personal strategy. But away we go. Hammers has restarted the race, and Gunnar getting nice starts with a huge gap now. Nearly 2 seconds already to relay Luca, who's struggled on the restart, and Relia is sending it. He's having a look here on the inside of Man Like Donkey, who's now around the back of Luca, and Relia just tucks in behind and doesn't need to get involved, doesn't need to get any damage, just keep it where he is. He's on that faster tyre, which will get him past Man Like Donkey at some point. As you can see, the speed difference already is Gunnar, championship leader and currently championship winner as it stands. No pressure. Charlie, he's confident of these of his mediums tyre. Just put in the chat, just watch. So he's I think he's going to line up a few moves. If he can get past Rod Stewart here, he'll be in the points. So let's see what Charlie Boy can do, and he does send it. He has a look heading into the base hole section, he gets it done. So Charlie is into the points now. So we're going to move the way up the grid. Here we are on board with Wardy. Had a bit of a hit and miss season last year, showed some really good lightning pace, and probably one of the most improved drivers in DTR that we've seen from where he was to where he came to. So Rod Stewart's pitted, 5-second penalty, speeding in the pit lane. Sorry my friend, that's unfortunate, as Wardy comes through turns 2 and 3 right behind Ralph and Jens, both on the 2-lap old medium tyre, but Wardy has that extra bit of pace out of these soft tyres here. Keep an eye on the timing board there. We've still got Hammers out in the lead with Gunnar just behind. No DRS activated as yet, and Luca is there in P3 with a penalty though. So Relia is in a good spot for a possible podium here. P4 with no penalties. Luca gets another penalty, 9 seconds penalty, so that could be a guaranteed podium for Relia and a double podium for Alfa Romeo as it stands. So fingers crossed for those guys, they can get that done, as they deserve it. They've been great all season. As we come through the stadium section, and DRS is enabled. So Gunnar outside the 1 second gap, and Relia is the first guy. Oh, I thought he would have had DRS, but it must be on the next straight when they get that. They mustn't get it on the first straight. So Relia will be the first driver to have DRS, and he is all over the back of P3 on that faster tyre, and no penalties. So yeah, so no DRS there. So the first DRS section of a restart is in sector 2 after the S's. Yeah, that's going to be the first one. So let's see what Relia can do when he gets that after the S section. Charlie up to P9 now, so making his way through the pack, enjoying his spell on those mediums, as Relia does have that DRS open, and he gets a bit closer, does get a bit closer to Relay Luca. Doesn't have to overtake him, but will definitely want to get that on track P3 and podium, as Relay Luca runs a little bit wide there. Possibly gets a warning for that as they cross the start finish line, and Relia will open up that wing and make his way past Luca. So Relia up to P3, and yeah, Alfa Romeo P2, P3 looking good, no penalties. Way. So all good for them so far, and Man Like Donkey's dropped off quite a bit as well and has a penalty. So Relia has this podium in the bag, nothing can go wrong. He just needs to bring it home basically. Don't bin it, don't get a penalty, and all will be good. So 2 second gap from Hammers to Gunnar, and I don't think Gunnar will be too bothered about that. He knows he just wants to get on that podium and get that championship sealed, especially with Rob DNFing as well. So jump on board with Wardy. He's on a little bit of a mission here on this soft tyre, and a bit of a gap, 4-second gap to Charlie behind. So we've got this little 3-car battle here for P6. Jens has been around this position for the majority of the race, this P6, P7 kind of area. We're having a good solid race. It's yellow flag in sector 3, and who is that? I'm not sure, but P20, he has got a 3-second penalty, so he must have had a little, may have had a little moment there, but he wasn't in sector 3, so I'm not sure what the yellow flag was for, as P20 gets another penalty up to 8 seconds now. So just need to keep your head down, Rod, and keep going. Oh yeah, I totally forgot Hammer's got a 3-second time penalty, so Gunnar just needs to stay within that 3 seconds and he will pick up the win. But Gunnar obviously not going to be taking any risks. Bringing the car home is perfectly fine for him. He doesn't need to win this race, so but will want to just keep within that 3-second gap if he can. Shame he didn't have DRS and could easily stay within range of Hammers, but looking at the tyres, same tyres for each driver, so yeah, it's just got to try and stay on that 3-second gap for Gunnar, as Kurznikov, 15-second of penalties now for him. It's going to be a huge task to try and get in the points there, as Wardy moves up to P6, getting past Jens. And we've got Ralph taking a look at Jens as well, as the Aston Martin driver looks like he may be struggling a little bit on this lap 30. So really Lucas' pace has dropped off a little bit. Had some good pace in qualifying and earlier on in the race, but he just seems to be dropping off now. Oh, and he nearly dropped it into the wall from the looks of that, as he struggled to get through the S's there, and the gap is 1.5 seconds to Reliot. So Reliot making the most of those softs and pulling away nicely, broke that DRS 1-second gap, and Gunnar has just fallen out of the 3-second window of winning the race, as Hammers is showing some great pace up front, whilst Baldy gets a 3-second time penalty down there in P11, so that doesn't help Baldy's chance of getting any points today. Imagine if Reliot could catch Gunnar and then Reliot crashes into Gunnar. Oh dear. But that is something only Wazza would do, as I know full well from past experiences several times. But as fun as it would be, I think Gunnar would not be happy about that. But no, the Alfa Romeo drivers are absolutely solid. I think they've won every constructors title they've been in, I think, and it appears they are going to win this one as well, so hats off to them. They're an absolute solid team, and it looks like they've got the drivers and the constructors wrapped up this season, so congratulations to them in advance. And as they are in P2 and P3, so let's find some battles out on track. So Charlie on a little mission here, still in P9, got the DRS, but Ralph has the DRS as well, as they made their way down to turns 1, 2 and 3 on lap 32 of 36. of this Mexico Grand Prix. So just running through a few of the retirements that we had. We had Robsy going off on track with Nerdy, Average Gamer and Mark 1 hitting them both hitting Robsy. Shiva went off in the same place. Dirk Norbert, I can't remember where Dirk Norbert went off, but Tom Putty went off in the same place as well. So it's the, was it sector 2? Yeah, so it's the second part of the S's that I think Baldy's just making his way through now on the map, and they've all seemed to have gone off there for some reason. So probably getting a little bit of oversteer in the back end kicking out, and all the drivers just appearing to crash in the same place. So it's been a good action-packed race, but strange that they're all crashing in the same place. But it does happen, as Ralph makes it happen on Jens Hoffer there, putting Jens down to P8. And Wardy is still in P6, trying to close down man like Donkey, who is not a million miles away from Relay Luca at the moment. Sorry about that. So we're back, and we're still on board with Jens, who's having a good battle here, and he has Charlie all over the back of him and Ralph in front. So good little three-way battle here as we jump on board with Charlie. He gets a bird's eye view of Jens right up Ralph's ass there. So as they come through this stadium section and heading towards these S's, will one of them bin it? Let's have a look. So this is the corner in question where people have been in it all the time on the right hand side there. So they make their way through, and Jens opens up the DRS there as they come into the baseball section. Get a nice aerial view of this. Come on, Charlie, let's see what you can do. Both these drivers will have DRS on Ralph. Jens may get the job done, but I don't know if Charlie's too far behind or not. Ralph is weaving excessively there, so that, unfortunately, Ralph, that could be a report, because that's too. But you can weave once, maybe twice early on the straight if they're really far behind, but not when you're close like that. So that could be a report there for Ralph. That really was excessive weaving there, and Jens had the DRS and didn't know which way to go. So that'll be interesting to see how that unfolds as Ralph runs a bit wide, and Charlie does the same. Just Charlie does that, really Luca gets another penalty. So that is podium position is absolutely locked for Reliot. Even if Luca gets past there, it's going to be fine. So heading up towards the front as Hammers has crossed. Has he crossed? Oh no. Oh fuck, I thought that was the last lap then. I thought he was crossing the line to win the race. So yeah, we'll let it back. Jump back on board with Charlie and see what's going on with this, because this straight will really shape where people finish. So My prediction was 3 drivers won't have a penalty, and 4 drivers don't have a penalty. So I could do a Ralph getting a penalty, to be honest, or Jens, or Elliot, or Gunnar, and then my prediction will be right. So let's jump on board. Looks like Ralph and Jens both out of ERS at the moment. Rod Stewart's got another 3-second time penalty. As Charlie touches the back of Jens though, as he's desperate to try and get past him out of that double right-hander as they go through. Let's get back towards front. So Hammers is going to win the race, and Gunnar is casual 7 seconds behind. Didn't need to win the race, but Gunnar is, I'm not sure if it's mathematical, but he's as good as the champion. If it's not mathematical, I think it is mathematical. Yeah, he is the champion. Elliot takes P3 podium, so great P2, P3 for them, and that is the champion. I think that's the constructors probably won as well. So here's a little one for Alfa Romeo. Bit of Jensen button. So massive congratulations to the Alfa Romeo team, and Gunnar had a splendid season, and it looks like they've got the job done on both fronts. So massive congratulations to them. As Wardy picks up driver of the day. So an absolutely brilliant race here. Hammers with great pace once again winning the race, and yeah, Gunnar winning the championship, and Alfa Romeo, it looks like they've probably won the constructors as well. So an absolute brilliant race for Alfa Romeo, and congratulations to Gunnar as well. A solid season throughout. Only 1 or 2 DNFs I think, but everything else was absolutely solid. So very deserved winner and champion, and yes, that rounds up a brilliant Mexico Grand Prix with your standings on the screen there, and a welcome to DTR for Rod and Kurznikov. Hope you enjoyed racing with us, and you did get a few penalties, but you can learn from each race and get better and better. So welcome to DTR, and we hope you continue to enjoy the races going forward. So yeah, so that's been Division 5, and that is the second to last race. We've got one more race next week. Yeah, I think it's in Brazil, and yeah, the championship and constructors is decided, but other places are not decided yet. So it'll be interesting to see how that all unfolds. So thank you very much for tuning in, and we will be back tomorrow for some Division 2 and Division 4 action. And if you want to catch up on Division 1, that'll be on YouTube now, and you can go ahead and watch it. So thank you very much for tuning in, and we will catch you tomorrow.